that noise?
My laptop is old.
Oh.
I need to go. It's been hacked 3 times in 5 years.
Oh my goodness. You have like that cool stuff on there that somebody wants to hack? Nobody's ever hacked me.
Oh, I know who it is. It was a Mason dude. We'll just say that. From Utah. We won't say his name.
Mason?
Yeah. He wanted to date me. He said he was going to come see me. And one of those CIA love bites. Here we go. Off the bat, right?
Oh my goodness. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Shannon.
It's Shannon and Veronica from IEvolveTV and Unchained Hearts. Oh, wait, you're that way. I do that like every show. Like, which way am I pointing? We both have newly collaborated with Soma Fusion Mind, Body, Soul, Mind?
And Soul.
And Mind.
So
I probably should get that down.
Let's get it right, all right? It's
yeah.
Soma Fusion, Mind, Body, and Soul.
Did you want to translate that opening to Spanish?
Buenas tardes, es Shannon Robin Smith con IEvolve y Veronica Bartolini with Unchained Hearts y pues, ¿qué les diremos? Aquí estamos, desenlazando corazones.
Right. Yep. Exactly. That's what I was going to say, but thank you. I'm glad you were here.
We are unchaining hearts, pretty much. That's what I said. We are here together, evolving and unchaining and unmasking souls. I can go on and on and on.
Oh my Lord. Oh my goodness.
So did you go for a walk?
I did not. I just kind of wanted to prepare for our podcast tonight, and I should have gone for a walk, but I'm going to go to the gym at 5:45, so in the morning.
That's good.
Storing up my energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might go
so you
to the
went
gym
for your walk,
tonight.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I'm like, tonight? It's 9 o'clock at night. It's not. For you, it's 6.
Yeah. I went for a 2-hour walk, so it was fun.
That was good.
Really nice. And then I ate a salad, and my sister had given my daughter some lasagna, but I didn't eat the pasta part. But my stomach kind of feels weird because I just eat organic food well, and so now that, because I had to change my diet, and it's kind of like the tomato sauce that if it's not organic, it hurts my stomach big time.
Yeah, like too acidic. You just started some new like supplements too, right? What were those?
Oh,
you were going to tell me about them.
Oh, well, actually, I don't have my supplements with me. I should have brought them, but I do have other products. So I do the organic plant-based with probiotics powder shake. I guess you can say powder. You can make a shake.
Yeah.
I use the creatine, the pure one, the one that you just use like 2 little ounces per like 2 grams or 2 of those little tiny scoops, because it looks like pure white powder. Wow, that's what it is. And it's creatine, and it helps the muscles. It helps. It gives you energy, but the only reason why I take it, because I don't need extra energy. Believe me, the only reason why I take it is because I get a lot of muscle pain.
Oh, have you ever tried turmeric for muscle pain?
I have the tea, but I need to go to Costco. My sister told me that they have it at Costco, and they have a big jar of powder, and you can put it in anything. And then I also have the spices of turmeric and ginger. I use a lot of spices, and all my spices I just turned a few months ago to use them as organic, because it actually does help with the cooking, and it helps to regulate your system, to lose the fat in your body that you really don't need. I know we do need some fat in our body, but not all of it.
I think that we forget that food is our first source of medicine. You know, well, I don't forget, but a lot of people do.
Yeah.
You know.
Then I drink vitamin B12. Do you? like the B supplements and stuff?
I take a lot of herbals, so they're an herbal supplement. I don't take a lot of isolates, which are basically isolated concentrated vitamin from a lab. So like if I take I don't do a lot of B because my protein is usually really high. So just making sure that I have balanced omegas 3, 6, 9, and that best source of that is hemp seed, believe it or not.
Hemp seed. I need to get some of that.
Mm-hmm.
I have chia seeds.
Those are good. I think those are good for omega-3s. You can look them up. Okay. Yeah, but just eating really good, and if you are taking supplements, to take them in a because I'll do concentrated pills, a gelatin pill that's like an herbal. So like we talked about the sleepy stuff like valerian root, chamomile, and stuff like that, because that's something that we would find in our environment.
I take hyaluronic acid.
Palathenic acid.
Hyaluronic acid helps with the joints pain.
I think they said palathenic. I think it is a thing. It's a thing. My grandma takes it.
What is it?
She's healthy. She's in her 90s. I think it's maybe an amino acid. You're gonna make me look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a thing. It's good for acne, by the way.
Ooh.
DuckDuckGo says so.
Ooh, I gotta tell my daughter then.
Yep. Oh, it's vitamin B5.
Now.
It's vitamin B5. Did you not hear me? It's vitamin B5. It's palathenic acid.
Palathenic acid. Vitamin B5.
It's vitamin B5. So we talked about how. What?
No, go ahead.
So we were really making this an open forum tonight. We talked about a few different things that we might want to talk about. So what are you feeling? You want to talk about what you're doing for fitness lately?
Okay, so I quit smoking.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. It's been tough. I've never smoked in my life. I tried smoking when I was 16. I didn't like it. So when I went through my divorce at 42, I started smoking organic cigarettes, American Spirit. And I quit for 2 years. And then now it's taking too much of my time. I figured, okay, like 4 or 5 cigarettes a day, 15 minutes each. That's like a whole hour to 2 hours of your day, depending. I mean, it did help me to kind of calm down, a bit, but it's actually not helping. When I went running, the last time I went on my bike and I went running, forget about it. My lungs, they just, it was the burning sensation. I mean, even though you do get a burning sensation anyway when you run and when you work out, especially outside, but this time it was like, no, like I was slow. It's like I can't do myself. Who is saying hi anyway?
Okay, what's that?
It says, who is this?
Well, because it came from my account and I didn't say it.
Oh, I haven't typed anything either. That's weird.
Yeah, that's why I said, who is this? Who's in my account?
Right. And
what in the world?
Yeah, so I think I gained like 5 pounds.
Yeah.
And like you told me before the show, I have to give myself descanso, like leeway. Descanso means like a rest. And I messed up my shoulder because I do 6 bench exercises, the regular bench, the decline, the incline, all kinds of, the one that I put 45s on each side. I don't know what this one's called, the one that you go up and down, or you can do I do a lot. But this time I thought, okay, I'm going to put a little more weight. And when I put that little more weight, it was just like I effed it up. But hey, at least I know where I am.
Keep the bar close to your body. Shrug it up, baby.
I do wide grip. I know. I do really wide grip on chest because when I was competing in 2006, I got third place instead of second place. I benched 185 and I was weighing 165 in 2006, and I won third instead of second place because the judge was an Olympic dude. He said he was a bodybuilder himself, Mr. Olympia. I don't know what his name was, but
not Arnold Schwarzenegger. I hope you know who that is.
I wish. I have his book, Encyclopedia Book of Bodybuilding. Oh my God, he's so hot still. But excuse me. Maybe it's your friend that goes on.
It's Brian. Yeah, it's Brian, another podcaster on our channel, and I'm like, Brian. how? Because he doesn't use it, he doesn't use it usually. Well, I guess he is today. Good time to freak me out. Thanks, bud.
I know.
I'm like, who's using my account? He's not. He's
so
really,
he's silly. I was weighing 271. Right now I was weighing, so it's 271. Right now I weigh about 173 to 176. But my goal weight is 155. However,
how tall are you?
Very heavy. I'm 5'7". I like to lift very, very heavy.
That's really lean. Or maybe because I'm a ground pounder. I don't know.
I love to do the deadlifts, the squatting, like we were talking about. I love to do powerlifting. That's my thing too, like you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that when they closed the gym in 2020 in March, I decided to go walk with my friend Rogelio. Hi, Rogelio, if you're watching. He's my friend since second grade. We used to play Barbies at recess, watch Wonder Woman and the Hulk every day.
Do you think he appreciates saying that?
And so he said, let's go walk. So we decided to go walk, and oh my gosh, we walked 10 to 11 miles a day. And then after that, in March, and then mid-April of last year, I said, dude, I gotta get my bike back from my nephew because he's not using it, my mountain bike. So I started biking, and we started biking 33 miles a day, like 5 times a week. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. So
that's great that you had somebody to do that with.
Yeah, but sometimes he wouldn't go every day, but once or twice a week we would hang out. So which is fine.
Yeah. My mental health, like the hardest thing about not going to the gym was my mental health.
Exactly. A lot of people, and I saw that happening. I saw a lot of divorces that were going to happen. I did see some suicides happening as well, unfortunately, in my visions. I did see some people take charge of their life. I kept telling people, you know what, this is the best time to start your own business and to actually keep working and maybe start, maybe you can get your own gym or whatever. And this is the time to look within. I mean, this is really the time to get to know your neighbors, to get, even though it's kind of like the opposite of what the fake media was saying, but we won't talk about that because, the video that I did with Penny and Eric the other day got sent down because we were talking about the thing.
Well, tell me in code.
Yeah.
I don't know what that. It was
the liquid that they want to inject your veins.
Oh.
To get the God's force gene, the junk DNA, which is the junk DNA is very, very powerful. That's what we need. That's how we activate our DNA, by speaking to ourselves, by speaking to our blood, to ourselves, because our blood is life, right? It's very powerful.
Yep, but real quick,
yes. But before I forget, I'm gonna I'll just tell you what I use as far as, because I was walking today. I was like, man, I was sweating a lot, and at the same time, I was happy that I was sweating. And then I'm thinking, how was, this is how I'm detoxing. This is how our body detoxes through our pores also, not just going to the bathroom all the time. Okay, through our pores. And I was talking to you earlier, like I used to use those products that they sell, Secret Swab, whatever. And I started a year ago. I started using Smith's Water and Wood with activated charcoal, the deodorant. And in college, I used to use a crystal in college.
Yeah.
This is
crystal ones.
yeah. This one is no aluminum. Can't see. No propylene glycol, and no artificial fragrance. And I like this one. Now I use. Sorry. Let me get my. Go ahead. Let me get my glasses.
I was going to ask you, just so that people understand, like why you use deodorant versus antiperspirant, because of no aluminum. And aluminum has been also linked to things like
birth
I don't want to get a yeah, but what old people, old timer syndrome. It's not funny because my grandma died of that. Oh, you getting your spectacles.
Yeah. I just turned 50, so now I need some glasses. But this one, okay, so I usually use Dr. Bonner. Oh, hold on just a second. Hola, Eric. This one is pure castle soap. Hola, Eric. Hi. I'm doing I'm doing a show, but I'll call you right now when I'm done in 2 hours. Okay. Thank you. Bye. You know who? You know who?
Yeah. What?
He calls me every day. My friend.
That's funny. That's cute.
So, Simple Truth, Pure Castle Lavender gently cleanses body, face, hair, pets, and home.
I think isn't it pronounced Castile?
Pure Castile soap. What did I say? Castile? What did
Castle?
I say? Castile?
You said castle. You were like Midwestern for a second.
I got me some Simple Truth Pure Castle soap from down under. We're going to use it tonight. No harsh chemical. Oh my God. I knew it was going to happen. We're just going to go,
I think isn't it Castille? Castile.
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 You know
Give me some Castile. So.
Here. Castile. Castile. How do you say it?
I thought it was Castile. I don't know. I've never heard anybody say it before. I'm sure it's not castle. I love you.
My first language is Spanish. Love you too. And then this one is so cool.
My first language was sarcasm.
What?
My first language is sarcasm.
I like that. That is cool. This one is a heat shield protectant for restyling your hair. It has alcohol-free and paraben-free.
Why are we going through your products?
Sulfate-free, because a lot of people don't know, and I didn't know either. Like 3 months ago, I kept saying, I don't want to use no zest. I don't want to use no freaking aluminum soap.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna die.
No parabens. Huh? No parabens, right? No BPA's in your plastic.
Yeah, and this one is Maui Moisture Hair Care. This one doesn't have any sulfate for your hair.
Yeah, no sulfate. That's good.
Yeah, and then one more. Well, coconut oil is good to take off your makeup instead of having to use those products.
That's good for anything.
Yeah, anything.
Cooking,
and then,
your body, between your toes, whatever.
Exactly. This restorative hemp oil for it's zero sulfate parabens. This one is for your conditioner for your hair. You can get it at Ross too. It's like instead of paying $10, you go to Ross, you pay $3.99, and it's still brand new, unopened.
I don't think we have Ross's in Michigan.
Or what about TJ Maxx's or Marshall's?
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. Is that the same
okay?
company?
I'm done with my spiel.
You're like, this is a PDA. I need to do it. I need to let people know that they need to be checking what's in their products.
Yeah.
You're froze. Oh, yeah.
I'm
All
not
right.
affiliated with any of the products that I showed, by the way. It's just that I was frustrated because I didn't feel that I was being cleaned with the regular soap that they have here. It was drying my skin. I was I'm allergic to, my skin is very sensitive, and I'm like, man, isn't there something out there that it does chemicals, and stuff like that? And I found it. So
There's a fitness product that I actually ended up like remaking on my own, and it's like all natural stuff. And they have this product called Honeydew, and I actually remade it myself, and it's made of coconut oil. It's like a face mask cleanser. It has raw honey, coconut oil, grapeseed oil, and then I made my own version, and I put neem oil, a little bit of frankincense, a couple other things I put in it, and I use it all the time. It's the only moisturizer I use on my face. I wash my face and then I put that on and rinse it off, and that's it.
I like that idea.
Yeah, you can totally make your own for sure.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am. So today I found this website,
Tell me.
and you're gonna freak out. It's called the Black Vault.
Damn.
Want to know what's in the Black Vault?
Wow. It reminds me of the black there's also a black vault, we can say, or a black box that's in Saturn.
Well, there's black boxes on planes too here on Earth.
Yeah. And
So
yeah, tell me.
no, go ahead. What do you want to say more about?
No. I want to know.
Okay, so what they do is it's like, I don't know, maybe it's a guy, maybe it's a team of people, I don't know, but they compile FOIA documents, the declassified documents from the government, and then they compile them and put them under, because I guess it's kind of difficult. Like you have to know exactly what you're looking for and the like call numbers and stuff like that. So they compile them and like put them under like one heading. Like this is Project Paperclip, or this is MK Ultra, or this is the JFK assassination, whatever, like
Right.
all of the different, because I mean, I've never FOIA'd anything. Have you?
I have seen the declassification stuff, and I just share it. And then also,
Yeah.
just me knowing their secrets and stuff like that, I just talk about it online. But yeah, it's good to know. It's good. It's good to know that stuff.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So I found this website, and I sent you the link so you saw it. So
I'm excited because it does talk about MK Ultra, and it's pretty much programming of the minds through media and through all these contracts that no, this contract cannot be null and void until this date and that date, and it's like, wow, they're sworn to secrecy until those individual programs are done with, we'll say, or they take its course. And supposedly it started in 1940s, 50s. But I mean, remember the KGB and stuff in Russia and Soviet Union and all that stuff? I mean, the KGB was going on at the same time the CIA was going on here, but they just had it under another name.
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of see, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of see MK Ultra as like the, and I'll share that screen too. So I'll find the website and pull it up. But like that's the umbrella like name for it, whether or not I think they call it that actually. And then there's all these other, like, think about it like an octopus, and then they have all these other, like there's like MK Naomi, there's other projects, and I think that Project Paperclip became MK Ultra, right? That's how I understood it.
No, Project
It could have been just a thing that already started and then it blew up once they, Paperclip happened,
Well, CIA is just the main name that all of these programs are under. The CIA is the one that is in charge of everything. Okay, and then you have DARPA, you have CERN, you have Umbrella, you have, Project Paperclip is hidden under that because Project Paperclip was when the Germans they had to supposedly, okay, because World War II was won by the Germans, but in the media they said that the United States won or whatever. The Allied, the Allies. So they had to hide. They went to Venezuela to hide. The Germans went to Venezuela and the United States. The doctors were hired by the United States and other countries, and especially here in the U.S. So they named it Project Paperclip. And so a lot of people changed their last names, things like that. And remember, there's two kinds of the Germans. There's the good Germans, and then there's the bad Germans too.
The NAZIs.
So, yeah.
I mean, because like my mom's family's all German.
And the good NAZIs, I mean, we should say the good Germans, they went off to space. And we have the secret space program, which I talk a lot about, but we can talk about that later. So a lot of things are still being hidden.
Right.
You know, like they say, oh, the KGB, they got rid of that. They got rid of the Soviet Union secret space program. I'm like, yeah, right. Everything is just under other names.
Right. Yeah, they just changed names.
Yeah.
So, have you ever heard of Ram Dass?
No, like DOS, like the computer thing?
No,
I don't
like
know.
DASS.
No, see, a lot of names and programs, I don't know some of their names and people, but I do have information like when people say, hey, you were in the Shaw House project. I'm like, what's that? And I'm like, I just remember being in different mansions and being, in different programs and projects and blah, blah, blah. So I'm still learning like all the names, and I'm not too familiar with that. I don't know that name, Doss. Tell me.
So so he became a spiritual teacher, and I don't remember his guru's name, but he was working at Harvard and doing so this is all kind of like woven in, but his given name was Richard Alpert, and then his teacher gave him the name Ram Dass. But anyway, so that's pretty much what he went by after that. But so he was working on like the Good Friday experiment, and he was doing double-blind studies with LSD and that sort of thing. Well, he went on a spiritual journey to India, and that's what he changed. So like all of these things were happening, like I'm going to say a grassroots level, but within our universities in the United States. I mean, we were supporting these things and learning how to control the psyche and split the psyche right into different alters. And so these things were going on all over the place. So it wasn't just like some secret lab somewhere that somebody's conducting like really mean experiments, and it's not just one thing. It's all kinds of different things. They were learning how to control behavior in mind. So they're behaviorists. I mean, so the individual psychologists, they're doing this portion. They're not going to know the whole story, right? So that's just how the projects worked. I mean, we've all been a part of a bigger, entity, corporation, whatever, and your portion is this portion, and you don't know all the other pieces. And it's the same thing. So so that's kind of interesting to like think that he must have either had some insight, or I don't know his whole story, but I just know that he was part of that, like on a civilian level. So
wow.
I think that's interesting.
I wonder if he had anything to do with remember when the Holocaust happened and all that, where the twins were being sewn together.
Wait, what?
Twins were being sewn together. They were doing twinning as well. Twinning meaning cloning, right, and all kinds of experiments. It was pretty sad.
I don't think so. He was a psychologist doing more of the like higher consciousness stuff, and using chemicals to do that, LSD and whatnot. And then he left.
And so that's what they do in the it's funny that you mentioned that, because that's what they do also too in the SSP program. Is they'll use LSD, they'll use
I mean, I don't know that that's the technology that, like, but we were perhaps translating it into a human, like how could we use it? It might not have been our technology from the beginning, you know? Who knows?
Of course. Yeah, I even before I went to Vegas to speak about this, it was my first time speaking in public about SSP and my life as a super soldier. My mom, excuse me, for the longest time she wouldn't believe me, and my sisters, they were kind of trying to understand, but she finally saw a program in Spanish about as a female judge that was talking about super soldiers, superhumanos, superhumans, and she said, "Oh my gosh," she said, "Your uncle was your uncle was a super, right? Yeah, superhumano, superhuman." She said, "Your uncle was one," and I said, "I know, Mom." And then I go, "Why do you think they gave him LSD?" So my mom's cousin was in the Navy, and they gave him LSD. And ever since then, he was not the same, you know. But I was really close to him. Like, I could be really telepathic with him. Even it's just weird. And he lived in another state, but when I would see him, it was like, I don't know, it was weird. We had a really good relationship, even if we didn't talk that much. It was just, I don't know. But he was also a targeted individual and things like that. But it's just neat how my mom finally understood, hey, she told me, can you just like stop talking about this? And I'm like, no, I can't, Mom. I've been talking about it for a couple years, I said, and because my awakening was in 2017, and I've been talking about it for a few years, I said, and I can't. This is part of what I have to do here, And then one of my sisters was like, can you just like minimize what you're going to talk about in Las Vegas? And I'm like, I can't. I can't.
Well, it's probably not the place that you would minimize it.
No, there's no way. You can't just, no.
So I did find the website.
Oh, yay. Good.
Can you see it okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
So, and I can like leave this in the comments or whatever, but it's called the Black Vault, and it compiles all kinds of things in there, stuff that goes way back into the 50s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was at 1950. And then they say that they stopped in 73. I'm like, that's bull, still going on.
Yeah. Well, they also learned how to use like suggestive.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. And I remember being a little kid and seeing. I was in a movie theater, and I remember seeing. It was like before it was like actually outlawed. Because at one point it was being used like pretty regularly, and like it's almost like they put like impressions or words or I mean, we know this, right? And I saw it like between like the slides, or something got stuck or something. I remember seeing like a message that had nothing to do with the movie. It was probably like Star Wars or something. Well, maybe it did have something to do with it, but as a kid I was like, that's not supposed to be there. So anytime I heard some little messaging.
Real quick, click on number 8. Click on number 8, MK Ultra. Subproject 6, invoice 1960. Yeah. Yeah, the cartoons, I'm listening to, but even the cartoons.
That's okay. I just remember having that validation as a little kid. And like, if you go through these, like I haven't gone through any of them really. I have in the past found these, but not on this website. A whole bunch of stuff is still redacted. Of the receipt. This is what you want to see?
Memorandum receipt.
Keep going.
Yeah, right there. What does that say?
Confidential funds posting voucher.
Okay, so those are the vouchers that they would use for the individuals. So in other words, they would assign. They still do this. They assign a certain group to a person.
Oh, look.
Every day they're watching. Every day they watch us. Every day they have to do reports on us. Especially if you were using these projects like SSP, or if you were an abductee, or if you were a contactee, if you have abilities, if you, everybody's being monitored. I mean, look at what happened to Assange.
You know, today I was trying to
And how
find
much
a
money?
resource.
Sorry, before I forget. And how much
No,
money
okay.
they have spent on us? You know, we're worth millions of dollars here. Why do you
Well,
think
you
they
know,
can't?
they found like this was, I think, want to say like 90s ish, where somebody found like huge, vast amounts of money, like billions or trillions. People can correct me, of just missing money out of our government. Like, where is it? Well, I have a pretty good idea where it is.
Black projects.
Right. So I think that's interesting. So I think what is incredibly interesting is you know, I think people think that these projects were done because it was for the protection of Americans, and that might be so, but it was also to control behaviors for sure, because it was, you know, as we know, Ram Dass was a clinical psychologist that taught behaviorism. You know, I mean, that's what he did. So I'm sure he wasn't the only one. He would just became a little bit more, I don't know, prolific, I guess, or you know, he went off and did something else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting.
Excuse me. For you know,
I know
with
Katie's probably wanting to jump on this right now, and
hi
she's
Katie,
got another podcast.
hi Katie, the one for 9/11. Um, you know, supposedly, you know, the terrorists. We have to stop the terrorists. Well, the terrorists are pretty much the U.S. citizens. They wanted to. They wanted to. It was a security thing where pretty much they had the government, U.S. government had the right to pretty much spy on us. You know, they have the drones that come from China, the AI voice and facial recognition, the eye thingy recognition that's on our phone and things like that. But anyway, I didn't know. Katie, hi Katie, go ahead. You want to talk? Is she still on?
I don't know. Is she calling you through your phone?
No, you said that maybe Katie wanted to jump on this.
I would say she's probably wanting to, but she has another podcast right now. Keep going. Is she trying to talk to you?
No, I'm just reading the comments here.
Oh, okay.
How do you know
Know
when
what the
people
heck
are
is going on?
on?
Say that again.
How do you know when people are still on? If they just say hi and then they leave, like, can you still tell if they're on? Or
Yeah, can you type and respond to them, or only I can? I don't know.
oh, let me see. Let me type here. Hola. Oops. Yeah, but you know those kids. How do you say those kids? Freaking cartoons like the coyote. You know, the coyote and the roadrunner. They would always like freaking like kill each other and explosions. So they were like desensitizing us as children too. And then
You're killing me.
program.
Veronica, you sent that to me.
Oh, well, I don't know how to do this.
Okay, I'll just say it.
How do you go to other people? I don't know. It doesn't give me an option.
I'm sure she heard you. I'll just put it in the chat. I'm not that advanced. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm like, how do you do this? I'm over here. Okay. It says, find your answer now and restream. Nope, we don't want to go there. Okay. So, yeah. So the desensitizing when we were kids, right? And then we had this program I would watch. I don't know if you remember the Land of Lost. And then I love the part about the aliens. You know, the green aliens. They were around this round table all the time, like in between, either in the middle of the show or toward the end of the show. They look like iguanas. And the land of lost, they were being chased by dinosaurs. So all that, I mean, they have to tell you the truth. They meaning the powers that be, the CABAL, whatever. And so I'm just waiting for somebody to say, hey, the ship on Star Trek and Star Wars is real. I can't wait for that. So,
Maybe that was a Hollywood version. It was a rendering.
The one that looks more like the real one is the one on Star Trek.
Who is it? Dr. Steve? No. Greer. His last name is Greer.
Yeah.
What?
What about him?
You have something? No, he does a lot of calling the ships. Yeah, I don't know. I've not followed him that close. So, where like there's been actual like footage and documentation, and he says some of it is our own government, and some of it, is not from this planet.
Yeah, but the thing of it is with Greer is that he focuses on all the benevolent ETs, and I'm like, really, whether they're benevolent or not, because there's both, they really don't care about us. They just want the planet. So they'll feed you bull crap like saying, hey, come up to our ship and we'll save you. No, don't go to no ship. That's just my opinion. They're gonna use you.
Unless they're your family, then just go to them. So
right?
Like, yeah, I think I read there's something like 2 billion or something, I don't know, there's billions of stars that we can see just with our own eyes without a telescope. So it's incredibly egotistical for us to think that we're the only sentient beings anywhere, just not just our galaxy, but outside of it, so that's kind of ridiculous. And if people are coming to visit us, we're probably not the top dog. I'm just thinking.
We're not. I don't know why human beings think that we're the shit. Like they say, we're the top of the crop with the cherry on top, and the crema, and eat the whole damn cake and whatever. No, we're not. We're not. We're like the food chain here.
Not the sharpest tools in the shed.
Mm-mm. And some of the humans are even more evil than some of the ETs that are known to be bad, man, because they just, I was just talking about this yesterday on my Facebook. It's like, why? I had no idea that in the secret space program, people were freaking backstabbing each other left and right. And I'm like, it's a shock to me because, I love people. Yes, I have my boundaries. I got my swords. I got my weapons if I need them of mass destruction, right? Meaning boundaries. But it's like, dude, like, wow. It's like, are we back in kindergarten or are we back in recess?
Yeah.
My pen is bigger than yours. My dolls, my dad can beat you up with his pinky like this, like, what the hell?
So like, I think when people get really fired up, and I mean, I think we study this if we're, trying to expand ourselves, emotionally, mentally, and, heal physically, whatever. We come to realize that when things that trigger us, that's where the wound is, or are offended by somebody else's opinion. That's where your wound is. And so you can't, if somebody can't just let somebody else be, and they're not hurting anybody. If they're hurting somebody, right. That might be a different case, but it's silly. It's just a reflection of your own damage. So, and we all do that. I am not outside of that by any stretch. We all do that.
Yeah. I catch myself, and I'm like, you know what? I just can't go there. Like, I'd rather end the conversation with the person and say, I'll call you back, or I gotta go, because I don't want to feed into that. I don't want to, because at any time people could record you. I mean, you're being watched anyway, whether that person that you're talking to about another person is recording you or not. But they'll take screenshots, they'll send them to the other person. Oh, this is what she said, this is what he said. And it's like every time we have a live stream, you know, I'm getting bombarded with, did you hear this person say that? And oh my gosh, I can't believe him tonight. And I'm like, oh gosh, seriously, like I don't know, man. Just
No, I get it. And this just reminds me of a situation where, I don't know, I think this is years ago, probably 10. And somebody came to me and said, hey, this is what so-and-so said about you. And it was, because you said, it wasn't even something that wasn't even important. But then I looked to this person, I said, but you know me, so why wouldn't you say anything in my defense? Like, why are you bringing it to me?
yeah.
Hello? Unless you're intending to start more things. And the person was like, well, I just thought you should know. Really? For what purpose?
For what?
Because I wasn't there. You were, and you know me. So, we can always flip those scripts and try to, be outside of it, I guess.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. It's not always that easy.
Mm-hmm.
It probably never is, actually. It was just one of those shining moments in my life. I've had
I like it. I'm glad you said that. It's
yeah.
true.
Yep.
I'm the same way with my kids too, because my kid, especially like my daughter, she won't talk crap about me with anybody of my family members, or if somebody tries to say something, it's like, well, I love the way she is. She's like, I'm sorry you feel that way. You should talk to her. Like, that's one thing about my daughter. Like, I call my kids my first loves and my wingmen, because they always have my back.
That's awesome.
And I'm the same way with them. It's like, if one of my family members says, hey, your son, his name, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, why don't you ask him? You have his number. I don't talk about my kids' personal stuff. It's like, why? Why? Why do I not do that? Because when I was a kid, my mom would talk a lot of crap about me with other family members and my other sisters, and them too. And so, and every time, like my grandmother would go to other people's homes or whatever, she would bring home the dirt, we'll say, of the other family members. And I'm like, this is disgusting. Like, I don't want to be like that when I grow up.
Well, I think people do that because
they're bored. They don't have a life.
Well, they're ignoring their own shadow.
Yeah.
And instead of saying, why do I do this? Why do I find so much pleasure in this? It might be because, they take pleasure in somebody else's misfortune or, foolishness. I don't know. Who knows? But, because they're spending time, they're spending mind time elsewhere other than in themselves, because that's too painful.
And you're right. It is too painful. It is very painful. I have been working on myself, and I mean, not that I ever stopped, but since the major awakening, I just said, "What the hell? I gotta stop talking shit about myself, stuff about myself. I gotta be more kind to myself. I gotta take more care of myself. I gotta stop drinking, and I gotta look at what the trauma individuals were as a child and as a teenager, and with the whole Darwin thing or whatever they call it, with the parent thing, the abandonment issues, and that, number one, they do actually have a project that I named it Project Abandonment, but in the SSP program they call it Project Surrogate, which is just they Project Abandonment and Project Suicide are two of the ones that are the worst here on earth. Other than, of course, the child trafficking and all that, and the SRA, obviously. But for an individual as growing up as a child, it's like, and I'm not here trying to be a victim, nothing like that. I'm not going into that. I'm just having people aware that there are because we're talking about the MK Ultra, we're talking about the Black Belt. There are specific programs targeted to different bloodlines and different people that have the abilities. We're all an experiment, so it just depends how many programs you have. It's not just one program I've been in, or There's multiple, and
we're all
they're
upscale.
yeah, AI is also learning from us, and I always say AI is not here to feel. They can pretend, but there's a good AI and the bad AI, artificial intelligence. And I speak to my laptop, I speak to my crystals, right? I speak to my phone, my cell phone, my vehicle. I speak to my coconut oil, right? Because we're all consciousness, but it's just how do you treat yourself when you're in the dark versus in the light? How do you treat your phone or your laptop when other people are listening to you? How do you treat your kids in front of other people? You know?
Well, I think what those programs have been so incredibly effective at doing is people that are actually really, really, really good people, but are really blind to the possibility of having their mind open to a different perspective. And, we might call it truth, but their truth is something completely different. And, and that's incredibly sad, because I don't think, just because I'm aware of things doesn't mean that I'm, somehow jaded or dark on topics. It just, this is what's going on. Like, I totally see it. And when people don't, I can either get frustrated, I can think, or just say, okay, well, that's your truth, and they're living their truth. Because we all signed those soul contracts when we came into this incarnation. When we say signed, I don't think they actually mean like pen and paper, but whatever.
I don't remember
giving
my blood to come here.
Yeah. So I started to tell you that I was looking for something to kind of like guide us in our podcast today. And I was, there's online resources. I don't know if you know this, of PDFs that you can download of like actual full-length books. And I was hitting some esoteric stuff, and I was just kind of like all over the map. But once I started doing secret government programs, literally the website shut down. I went back in, Googled some other things that weren't the same, and it was working fine. I got a couple other downloads, and it was fine. And then I did it again, kicked me out. I wish I would have had it on camera. It was so bizarre. Well, it wasn't bizarre. It was like, so to think that we aren't being watched or tracked. Yeah, I mean, there's an algorithm that goes everything, absolutely everything. And it cracks me up when people say like, oh no, you can't be, your voice, you're not going to be like monitored that closely. But then they'll turn around and do voice to text, right? And you're putting characters into your phone. What do you think happens when it streams through this?
Yeah, and then they say,
hello,
it's synchronicity. Oh my gosh, it's synchronicity. Oh my gosh, it's a coincidence. No, you're being heard, you're being watched, you're being listened to. Sorry,
yeah,
not heard.
and it might not be heard like we think it's heard.
Right.
It's like you and I are talking to each other and we can hear each other on audio. But if you can use voice to text, you know that we've got the technology. Duh.
Exactly. And then things will show up.
What I mean, face value things without seeing like the underlying, like, what does that open up things to? Well, it opens it up to a lot.
They're
just
creating a mirror. They're creating a mirror of us. Duh. Okay. They're creating an AI mirror of Shannon and one of me. Even though I have different avatars, clones, whatever.
I do not consent.
I do not consent. I do not consent. You're right. Thank you for reminding me. I do not consent. Look at how pretty. From the Gem Show.
The Gem Show?
Great. Yeah, I bought it at the Gem Show.
That is so funny that you have one of those. Because look at
it. No!
It doesn't go break in half. It doesn't break in half.
Show me this part.
It's just an ohm.
That's so beautiful. I love it.
It's just an
organized. That's so cool. Yeah, I just got it like 2 weeks ago or something.
That's cool.
This guy makes them, but anyway.
Look what else I have.
Oh, is that a papa? Is that a spaceship? Papa? A potato?
It's a dinosaur egg.
What is it?
It's a Shiva stone.
I want a dinosaur egg.
It's not a dinosaur egg. It's a Shiva stone.
That's so cool. They had some dinosaur eggs too that were open.
Here's a little one.
Ooh, that's beautiful. Looks like a gem that starts with an S.
Shiva?
Something Perdite. They're
Solidite?
pretty though. Solidite. That.
I think this is selenite.
Ooh, I love selenite. It's pretty.
I don't really feel them.
You don't what?
This one's heavy, so I feel this. I don't feel them. Oh my God. Jess.
What is he saying?
That's cool. Does it like, he said, I've seen bigger.
Here we go, Jess. Jess,
he's been to Yoga Fest. So
tomorrow's show, tell him tomorrow we're going to be on Katie Camara, and Shannon and myself are going to talk about sex, baby, tomorrow, 12 o'clock.
I'm on that show?
Aren't you going to go? Didn't I invite you to go?
You did.
I did.
You did. Yeah.
Katie, by the way, I invited Shannon to go.
And it's not tomorrow, honey. It's Saturday. Today's Thursday.
Oh, God, I keep thinking today is, here, like my unicorn.
Not Thursday.
I keep thinking like today is Saturday, and it's not. That's just my frequency is on Saturday right now. But anyway, we're going to be on Sunday talking about sex and stuff.
Well,
one more. I'm going to show you one more thing.
Yes, that's Katie is who you talk to.
Shungite.
It looks
wings.
It looks like a heart.
It is beautiful. Shungite, and it helps. Shungite all over here. Shungite, Shungite bracelets. I'm all about keeping the radiation out of my body.
If you had it on this shirt, you could say I have a heart on my shirt.
A heart on my shirt?
No, I said a heart.
Oh, there you go. Heart. Carnelian. Okay, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll stop my show and tell for now. But anyway.
That's good for your root chakra. You should be sitting on it. There you go.
Thanks.
You feel grounded.
Feel grounded, man. Oh,
good
God.
job.
Thank you.
So, yeah, we're kind of going all over the place, but I think we're also trying not to like, I don't know.
It's because
on and go deep.
Look. It's the AI is an algorithm, is a hive mind. That why do you think that? Especially, I tell the moms to not leave their kids in front of their iPad all day long, even babies, because these AI entities, like I said, each cell phone is assigned to someone. Each laptop is assigned to someone. Everything is assigned to someone. So they're copying every movement. They're getting your voice. They're getting your eye movements. That's why I tell people to I put tape on my camera here on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't like them looking at me. They're already listening to me, but at the same time, like I talk about all, they have what?
What freaks me out most about that is my phone has seen me naked.
Exactly. They're gonna mimic everything. I mean, I do not consent, but that's what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? They're trying to make another one of you, and it sucks.
My sugar still fell.
Your what fell?
It just fell in the bowl. I'm like,
synchronicity.
Oh, I have a little bit of that red thing.
Oh, is that carnelian?
One. Yeah. Karma, carnelian.
Karma. I like that. But yeah, it's a serious thing. I know it's kind of hard because some people, even our frequency is kind of like, oh hell no, we're not consenting to that, you know. But we do need to talk about it because it's true. They you know, they're watching, they're mimicking everything. They're making another person of a person, and that's the army, the hidden army.
Who do you think they are?
Okay, the Clintons, the cabal, the fake Jews, whatever they call what do they call those? Because there's a difference between being a real Jew, because you have the line, the blood type, the blood line, or if you are a Jew by just converting. Okay, but there's I don't remember the gosh, why does it always have to be tapping? Yeah, the other day too, I remember we were on the show, there was some tapping. The neighbors, they just moved in. Anytime during the day is fine. Then when we're recording, tap, 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 tap. They're on the freaking wall like tapping stuff. Anyway.
You're being tapped.
Ugh. You tap all, girl. Just kidding.
That's funny.
Masonic, whatever you call, I don't want to say it because what if I don't want this to be taken down. But anyway.
What if my handler's watching?
Powers that be, our handlers are always watching them. You know what? They can
and I'm like, good.
They have our DNA. That's why, like, people say, "Oh, I don't have my real name on Facebook or YouTube." Really? I go, they have your blood type. They have your DNA. They know where you live.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna do 23andMe because I don't want. You shouldn't have to pay for it, first of all, because I already got the information.
Exactly. And then every time you give blood and it's there. My mom would take me every 6 months to the doctor to give blood, to check on my blood, to check on my blood, and then I had to, I was brainwashed to. First of all, you got to be 18 to vote. I couldn't wait to be 18 to vote. That was my number one thing because I wanted to be 18 to vote. And then I couldn't wait to give up blood because, the RED cross, they're always like, oh, give blood, give blood. We need blood, we need blood. A bunch of programs.
That's funny they say that because when 9/11 happened, my dad called me and said, be ready. You need, when they start calling out for blood donors, you need to be there. There was never a public service announcement about that. Never.
It's another way of tracking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that it was needed.
Right.
So but that was my dad's thing,
But see what I mean? That's another way of tracking people. It's like, okay, well, are we sure that she moved to Arizona? Let's see. She just gave blood like last week. Oh, she's in Arizona. Yeah, 10-4. It may seem silly, but people don't even think about that. I mean, the GPS system, they track you without your phone. They have these drones outside. But sorry.
It's okay, but it's not to. I mean, talking about it is not to make people fearful. Like, you've been living in that environment forever, and it's not bothered you before, So like, it's kind of like, get real. It is happening. I think the biggest thing that I personally think that is most fearful is just not being aware. You're not going to change it. I mean, the moment you were born, you received a birth certificate. It was your bill of lading. So are you kidding me?
The chip in the back of your head. Everybody was chipped right here.
So. Yep. Don't I know? So some conversations that maybe you haven't had with Penny Bradley, but some that you have had, perked my interest. And I got this book called The Blood of, where is it? I'll grab it. It's called The Blood of the Gods, I think.
Hell yeah.
Bloodline of the Gods.
Yep. The Anunnaki.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it talks about the RH factor.
Yep.
But I haven't gotten very far into it because I don't ever really read anything cover to cover.
I bought 30 books and I'm like reading a little bit of here and a little bit of there.
I know. I'm all over the place. So I have a bookmark in it, so I read something.
Yay. You get a star on your forehead.
Yeah, that's about it. But so maybe you can fill. So I'm O positive.
Let me see your thing. Your thing. I mean, hold on. This camera is fuzzy. Let me see the book.
I didn't think it was that kind of show.
What?
I didn't think it was that kind of show. See what thing?
Oh. Sorry. 1 minute. I want to see the book. I didn't even see it.
Oh.
I just saw the bookmark. Whoa. Yep. There you go. The Anunnaki is the alien part, and then the other one is the Homo erectus. So the people that have the O negative have more of the Anunnaki blood, the Anunnaki blood. Okay, the ones that are less. Okay, so O negative is Anunnaki. Okay, but if you have, like, say, A negative or AB negative, you have some Anunnaki and then some Homo erectus. The more, how do you say, the more pure the blood, which is O negative, is the more close you are to the Anunnaki. Now, when you come in, like when I came in, they augmented my blood type to adding Draco DNA and the dolphin DNA. Okay, and we talked about the aquatic family. Aren't they beautiful, the dolphins? Don't you feel connected to them? Don't you?
Say that again.
To the dolphins? Do you feel connected to the dolphins?
Yeah, well, definitely, because they're mammals.
They're just beautiful. I can connect with them. I can talk to them. They can look up whatever. I talked about the Project Crystal Gate, that I named it Project Crystal Gate because based on the flashback and the memories that I had on James Rink's show. That one, if anybody wants to hear about the dolphins there. But talking
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yes, I do. I was kidding.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm not kidding, but I'm kidding.
Dude, they used to call me Mexican in high school because, like I said, I wouldn't get a joke until the next day, and it's like, it's too late, Vettel.
Well, that's why I was filling you in.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
You're like, you're no fun, Vettel, and I'm like, no, you're so serious. It's the German blood that I have German blood on both sides, so it's like, this is the way, and we're so literal, like, and the police academy, they pulled me aside and said, Vettel, you're like really literal. Stop it. I'm like, I can't. Everything is compartmentalized in my brain, and I got to do this, and then I got to do that, and okay, go ahead.
No, I wasn't saying anything. I was just listening. You're good. No, I agree. I'm the same way. I'm like, until it's like an inappropriate moment, and then I find something funny.
And for rubber ducky.
Yeah, exactly. But we're okay. So you were talking about dolphins. And
no, you were going to ask me about O positive. Well, O positive, pretty much. Okay, so let me tell you, I'm O negative, right? So when I was pregnant with my son and my daughter, they had to give me an Rh negative. They had to give me a ROCAM shot so that my body wouldn't eat or kill my kids. Do away with them, because it was like, oh shit, there's an alien being in here. Like, we can't have her. We're gonna kill her. So, what? My blood just attacks everything. Like, my blood is very selfish. Okay, as Draco DNA, forget about it. We don't want to talk about vampires, but go watch the originals on Netflix. Anyway,
so I also got this book. I just tell you, this is a super cool book. Can you see it?
Ooh, the extraterrestrials.
Yeah,
I like that. Almanac.
I'm a big fan of the almanacs.
I like almanacs. So you were saying why? Okay, so your question is, yes, you are an O negative carrier, even though you're O positive, because what happens is, like I said, when I was pregnant and my kids, I had to get the ROGAM shot, and then when I had the babies, I had to get another ROGAM shot. So that kind of like messed with their DNA, okay? But they still have my negative blood type. They could have kids that have O negative blood type, or A whatever negative. You know what I'm saying? Depends on the father, what he had. But anyway.
So it's the Rh factor. It's whether it's negative or positive. Yeah.
Say again.
If you crossbreed with somebody that, like, I have O positive, so somebody that had O negative and we made a baby, that if that baby had O negative blood type, my body would try to, it would see it as an invader, like, and so you would lose the pregnancy essentially.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And see, with O negative blood types, you can only receive O negative blood if you need it, but you can give to everybody. So mine is called the universal blood. And I find it funny because my dad was O negative, his father was O negative, my mom is O negative, her mother is O negative, and my sisters and I are O negative. So they say that we have the bloodline of King Solomon or Anunnaki or the Shahami, right? Or the Merovingian bloodline, meaning the Christ and Mary Magdalene bloodline, all that.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing with the you know what that they want to put in our bloodstream is pretty much to get done with and kill, quote unquote, the God gene.
Okay? You could say call the herd.
Call what?
To call the herd. To thin out the herd.
Okay, got it.
That's Bible language, Bible terms.
I know the Bible, the herd thing, yeah, but I never heard call the herd.
It's C-U-L-L, I believe. Call the herd. It's C-U-L-L. I'll look it up.
All right.
Yeah, it just means thinning the herd. And if you look at like agenda, what is it, agenda 2030?
2023, 2030, 2036, 2026 as well.
Mm-hmm. It means to separate or remove, to remove inferior animals out of the herd. That's what it means. To call the herd.
In other words, they want to get rid of the Homo erectus side of us as well.
Well, they're looking
for the. It's kind of weird because, like, it's like, okay, are they trying to make super soldiers out of regular people as well? You know.
No, I don't think so.
They're trying to kill off. They're trying to kill off the God genes, the junk DNA. They're trying to separate us from Creator, which is, people call it consciousness. Or I don't feel that it's a he or she, even though we have different gods here, like Zeus, like the alien ones, the AI, Omamu. What is his name? The one that comes out on Doctor Strange, Omamamu or Omamu. It's the AI god, the bad AI that's here, Anyway, I lost what I was going to say. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, I was just listening to you. So we got stuck on culling the herd to because of the different agendas. I think it's really like for our just kind of like human population. I think there is an abundance of people on this planet, but I mean, if you go to like Montana or South Dakota, there's plenty of room for people. There's some remote places in this world, So I'm not really sure what the underlying agenda is besides the claims that we're overpopulated. I don't know.
Well, it's a lie, that. A lot more people can live here on Earth. It's all a lie. We do have food resources. We do have water resources. We have, but what do they want to do? They want to charge us for air, pretty much. They want to charge us for everything because they want to make money off of us. They want to just put people in fear. It's a game to them. It's a chess game.
Right. Yeah, I just don't think. I think like what we talked about earlier, where there's this, this one scientist doing this one job, that if you talk to one official, they're only going to tell you their side of things. Like it's, who knows? You have to look at the bigger picture and use your intuition. And I think that if you buy into the subliminal messages without using your full sight, which means, I was about to say all three eyes, but minus the brown one. Because we all got at least one of those. But anyway, the ones that are up here. If you use all of your sight and can see through, like, this doesn't make sense.
Question everything, and then guard the gates. 1111. Guard the gates of your mind.
And just because one person's interpretation is maybe not the language or the interpretation or perspective that you might use, we all have a common ground, right? And so if you can think about like all these things are adding up. I don't care what they're saying on MSN, MSMs. These things don't make sense. So if you're getting, the thing, and then you're still wearing a mask, why? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
right?
and it's not the law. It's only an ordinance that you
No,
have to wear
right.
a mask. It's not the law. And a lot of people just gang up on other people, because, oh, you're supposed to wear a mask, you're infecting this, blah, blah. Really? Like, where are the dead bodies? Where?
I'm not infecting anyone, and I can bring up the mortality rates for the entire world for 2020, which remained exactly the same as the year before, and actually 3 years before, exactly the same. So if there was the big P going down last year, shouldn't there be a change? Even a 0.0%, not even that.
Yeah. Do you see any new mortuaries going up? Nope.
No. Sorry. It's just not. Things don't make sense. And nobody's getting laryngitis or bronchitis or pneumonia. We've cured that, apparently. But no, I don't feel that. I don't I think some of the arguments are like that if I'm not towing the line, then I'm not I'm putting other people in danger. No, I'm not. I've always been able to be outside and be in the sunshine without breathe fresh air.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go outside, get your DNA codes, people. That's what's gonna save your butt.
That's good. That's what's gonna save what?
Your butt.
Your butt. Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. So
I was gonna say something, I forgot.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
You're like, I'm fighting a headache. You're fighting a tummy ache. Like we're struggling tonight.
Is this on YouTube also, or just Facebook?
Yep, YouTube.
That is so cool.
So,
when are you going to be on, real quick, before I forget, when are you going to be on with Katie? Like, what days did you choose?
We haven't. We haven't.
Exciting.
Yeah, the world is our oyster. I can't say that very well. So last time we were on together. What?
Oyster. I can't say oyster.
Oyster is really hard for me to say. I don't know why.
Like orange.
I can say orange.
Orange. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself.
I was gonna ask you a question. What are you doing? Oh. Are you done? Okay. You're still muted. So last time you asked me where I was from, but I didn't ask you. You're still muted.
Well.
What you're thinking.
Let's see. Where am I from?
Mm-hmm.
I am not from this earth. Or are you talking about like where I was born?
No, you asked me galactically, where am I from? You asked me that.
Where are you from? I forgot. Lyria? The 80s. I don't know.
Hello, dolphins.
I don't know the land where I'm from, the name, but I'm from the land of the dragons, the very huge, tall, gold dragons. Mm-hmm. But I came in as a shooting star. So, and they have my light body under Antarctica, and they're still using it for other entities or other projects. Sometimes I feel like really, really drained here. The dreams are crazy, the nightmares are crazy. But yeah, I'm here. I'm here as a.
You know that you can call your light body to you.
Huh?
You can call your light body to you.
Yeah, of course. But they're still using it for different projects. So that's what I've been doing. When you integrate your different your different altars, or how do you say, yeah, your different altars. When you integrate them, you more and more together. Pretty much. I was gonna say something. Crap. Hold on. Shoot, I lost it. I'll get it back.
Well, my dear, it's 10:15 here, and I need to go to the gym super early in the morning.
Yay,
So,
yay. I can't believe it's already been, what, 2 hours?
yeah, almost an hour and a half.
Yeah, we can call it a night because, dang, it's late over there.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So if you just stay on, we'll tell everybody good night. And thanks for watching, because we did have a lot of people peruse through. And thank you, Katie, for setting us up a little bit. I guess I did everything, but she sent us a trailer. So that's cool. Right?
It's nice. I like it. I need
Yeah.
to, that's what I was telling you. I need to do something with Unchained Hearts, like a little preview of the, I like
for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get you hooked up. So everybody have a great night, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
Shannon.
Thank you.